Hi guys, now today I just wanted to talk about the next gen versions of GTA 5 that are going to be releasing in November. Rockstar yesterday have announced some of the exclusive content that will be coming with those platforms. And it's nothing major, it's nothing like a new map or a location, which I'd like to see. But they obviously haven't, released all the information, so if that is in the game, which I doubt it will be, we don't know yet. But really, what they've announced is some little specific bits of exclusive content like vehicles and weapons, and that's basically it. There's some missions as well, but uh, I think most people are probably interested in the online portion of the game. Right, so first things first, in terms of vehicles, there are quite a few new vehicles, not like tons of new vehicles. I'm not talking like 20 new vehicles that they've announced or anything, but some specific ones that, people were kind of wanting to see, like the Dukes. The Dukes is returning from GTA 4 into GTA 5 now, but it's been modified, or, well, at least you can modify it, I imagine, to make it look like some death dealing Mad Max. It's just fucking badass. It looks really badass. It's got all the, like barricaded up windows and stuff. It looks really, really cool. I imagine most people will be rolling around through that. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna have weapons attached to it. I would like to see some sort of death race style weapon races. I know the GTA races already exist, but that consists of just going and picking up a power up and blowing some fucker up with rockets. That's all it consists of. What I'd like to see is like, miniguns on like the car and stuff, just driving around proper death race style, just shooting the shit out of each other. I would really, really like to see that. But the vehicle does look really badass. Um, Another vehicle that they are bringing back for GTA 5 is the Dodo Seaplane. Now, this was last seen, I'm pretty certain, in San Andreas or Vice City. It might have been called something else in San Andreas. I don't really remember it being called the Dodo, but it was probably just Seaplane or something like that. But it was in the game with GTA 3, it was in GTA Vice City, it was probably in San Andreas, I just can't remember. And then with GTA 4, obviously they took planes out, which was a real shame. But this is an amphibious plane, so it means that it can land on top of the sea. So you can basically land the plane anywhere you want, which is, a really, really cool thing to see. A really cool thing to see return as well, because it's, part of GTA's heritage. Another thing that's going to be added is a new mission, and it's a murder mystery style thing. Now, this to me sort of oozes LA Noir in terms of Rockstar, what Rockstar were going for. I know that there's already the murder mystery of Leonora Johnson in the game, which is just picking up letters and stuff. But this, I imagine, will be LA Noirish to the max. Probably looking at like clues and stuff, finding out where and what happened, and and you'll be playing as Michael with this, and there is a reward for completing these missions, which is nothing really major that anyone's going to really be that bothered about it. But you get two new filters for your camera, so you can make some noir style photos and then post them up to Social Club. Now, in terms of weapons, the railgun and hatchet will be making an appearance in the next gen versions. Now, if you don't know what a railgun is a weapon that uses magnetic force to propel a projectile instead of it using a combustion sort of method like a normal gun would. It uses magnets to fire a projectile at like super high velocity, and this will be in the game. In my opinion, this is going a bit too futuristic for my tastes. It's obviously, this is experimental technology. The military don't even use this stuff, so it's a bit weird to see, in a GTA game, in my opinion. I don't really know what to make of it. I imagine most people think it's cool, a good idea and stuff. I imagine most people will want that, but I don't know. It just seemed a bit extravagant. And then it also clicked to me that with the next gen versions, there's going to be 30 people in a game at once. Now, everyone, I imagine, would be able to buy this railgun from the start. Even like level 1s, level 2s, people just coming into the game straight away. So everybody is going to buy this thing, and it's going to be absolutely fucking chaotic all the goddamn time. Everyone's going to be just blowing up everywhere. Cars will be flying all over the place. It's going to be absolutely fucking insane, which I'm a bit worried about, you know. But railgun aside, another melee weapon has been added to the game with the next gen versions, which is a hatchet, which is basically just an axe. Which I like, you know, that's quite cool and stuff, but you know, it's just another melee weapon. Nobody really uses melee weapon unless you're fucking about with your mates and stuff and fighting on top of, say, like a little bridge and knocking each other over and off the edge into oblivion. That's basically whenever you use melee weapons. Another thing that's been added is a new submarine, which will coincide with you doing a photography challenge. Now, as Franklin, you can go around and you have to take all the you have to take photos of every animal throughout the whole of Los Santos and Blaine County, and then you will unlock this special submarine that it looks like it might have some sort of armage, if you know what I mean. You might be able to do a bit more than just drive around with it, which would be cool. I'd like to see a submarine maybe with torpedoes and stuff, because then you could actually have some submarine battles. But I doubt that would be put in the game. But if they did, it would be really, really cool to see. Another thing that's going to be added is stock car races, which allows you to use muscle cars with specialized, you know, paint jobs, or is it liveries or liveries? I can never pronounce that thing. But it'll just give you sponsored muscle cars that you can use, and it kind of, you know, owes back to the old GTAs where you could go to the stadium and you could use a stock car or like a rally car, and you'd race people around and stuff, which was, you know, I always like that. I always like those mini games, but it's cool to see they're sort of going back to the roots with certain vehicles and it's like certain little nods to older games and stuff, which I really like to see. Now, a Banksy inspired piece of content here, in my opinion. A mysterious street artist is tagging walls all across town with silhouette style paintings. Now, track down and photograph all of these in the game, and it will give you some new monkey outfits, which is available to all players, and a special Go-Go Monkey blister, which is the blister compact, just a specialized version which will probably be monkified and hairy or some shit. I don't really know what they're going to be doing with that. More new vehicles as well, with the monster truck making a return as a non-unique style monster truck. The Chevrolet Marshall will be appearing, which is basically just the same exact model as the Liberator from the Independence Day special, but it's, instead of having all the American stars and stripes paint job, it's going to just be a bare colour that I imagine you can choose when you buy it. I'm not entirely sure. But that would be really cool to see people just driving around with that, because you rarely see monster trucks driving around, because one, of the expense that you had to spend on that Liberator, and two, it was available for 2 weeks, so people have to make that money really fast, and it does take a lot of grinding to make that sort of money. And another thing is another blimp has been added to the game. A red blimp this time. That's all I can make of it, really. Apparently it's faster and more maneuverable than the previous blimp. But then again, who the hell used the blimp anyway? Nobody. I think I used it probably once or twice in a single player, and that was it. What I would like to see, though, is, this brings up a point with online, is the fact that there are tons of vehicles that aren't actually used or available in online, and I imagine with this new, hardware and stuff, they can probably fit in a lot more vehicles into the online portion of the game. So blimps, jets, like the jumbo jet plane, the cargo plane. I would really like to see the cargo plane. I really would. I'd really like to see them incorporate some sort of mechanic with the cargo plane where you can open it and then sort of park your vehicles in and then lock the vehicles into place, so then you can fly around with all your personal vehicles and stuff, and that would be really cool to see. Now, in terms of not cross-platform, but crossing platforms, say if you're going from Xbox to PlayStation or vice versa with PlayStation to Xbox, everything is fine in terms of keeping your character, keeping your stats, keeping all your money and all your cars. You don't have to start again with the online version, which would be a piss take if you couldn't. But fortunately for that, Rockstar are cool, and they're going to let you basically keep all your characters and stuff because it's all tied to Social Club. So all you've got to do is remember your username and password for Social Club, sign in on whatever console that you're on now from your previous one, and then link up your gamer tag with that account. And then you will have all of your stats, all your characters, all your vehicles, your houses, your clothes, guns, everything. Everything will be there for you. You won't have to you won't have to restart again. You won't have to, just do all that shit that you've already done for God knows how long. It's a really cool thing because I imagine it would put a lot of people off if they had to start again. Although I would kind of have liked to maybe see the beginning of the game again where everyone didn't have fucking RPGs, miniguns. Everyone's got fucking Zentorno. I hate that car. I really do hate that car. It's so overused. It really is. I would have liked to have seen that, but it makes sense for everyone to keep their stats and stuff because everyone would be in uproar if they couldn't. Obviously, a lot of people already know about the pre-order bonus. If you pre-order the game, you'll get $1 million in GTA money. But it's like split between story mode and online. So I don't know if that's really that great of an idea. In my opinion, I'd rather have it all for online because with the story you can make so much money from the stock market. You can make $1 million in no time at all. It's really easy to make money. But that is one thing I was wondering about with story mode, actually. This sort of brought it up with the money side of it, is the fact that I imagine you won't be able to keep your saves from your previous console if you're going to a new console like the Xbox, even the Xbox One from the Xbox or PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. I imagine you'll have to start a fresh new game. I myself and loads of other fucking people have done 100% completion and got everything in the game done, apart from those that one bridge. I cannot find that one bridge. It's pissing me off. I cannot find it. But yeah, if that actually happens, I won't be that annoyed myself. I'll probably still play through the single player because of the new content. I'll get my money's worth for the game, but I imagine most people will most likely avoid single player if they've already played the game, and just go straight to online. But it's, to me, I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a problem. Now, Rockstar have released some information regarding frequently asked questions. They have answered a few. One of them is regarding the exclusive in-game content that people that bought the special edition and collector's edition got with the DLC code that they could use. Now, I myself had the collector's edition and I've used the code, and I was wondering this too. Now, everyone that's bought the thing previously and used the code on the last gen's consoles, Xbox 360 and PS3, will get the same exact content with the next gen version. They will have it all for free. It'll be all the exact same. You'll be able to, buy the hot knife, the Carbon RS, the Chameleon. You'll get the hammer, the Desert Eagle, the bullpup shotgun, and you'll get all your online characters all for free. It's all there. Now, people who do not have the content from the last time round, it will be available for everybody. Now, this is it's not necessarily controversial. Before I read it thoroughly enough, I was a bit annoyed because I was like, well, I spent all this money on the other thing, so why does everyone else get it for free now? But you got to think that this is a new game, sort of. It's the same game, obviously, but it's repackaged. It's on a new platform. I mean, it's been a year, and it's going to be like the content itself is nothing special, in my opinion. It was kind of a letdown as well. I was a bit sort of disappointed with what I got, but this time around it'll be available for everybody. I don't think you have to pay for it exactly. I don't think it's DLC like you pay for. I think it's already in the game, and then you can actually earn it yourself, which is, I think it's okay. Although people that don't own the DLC will actually have to pay for the stuff, rather than the people that have the DLC who don't have to pay for it, which is, I think, fair, because that's how it was in the original. I think, making them pay for something that they've already got for free is, it's a bit out of order and stuff. Now, another thing they answered was about the transfers. Now, character transfers. You will be able to transfer your progress over to the new ones, like I've said, like the new platforms, but you will only be able to do it once. And by that, I mean, once you transfer your information from Xbox to PS4 or Xbox One, that is the only time you can do it. So if you go back and play on the Xbox 360 version or PS3 version and level up your character some more, you cannot transfer that character over again to the new platforms, because it's already got that character on there. Also, you will not level up on the new platforms if you level up your character while playing on the Xbox 360 or PS3. So it's a separate character, but it just takes all of your information and all the stuff you've already done and just plonks it onto a new character for you, which is, obviously really good. Now, PC players won't receive the exclusive content unless they have actually played on the Xbox 360 versions or the PS3 version and set up a social club account and got their account with a bit of, playtime on it. Because this is the exclusive content for returning customers. This is primarily and solely for people that are coming back after having bought the previous versions of the game. This is just an incentive for them to buy it again. So PC people will miss out on this, although I imagine they'll be able to mod it in or spawn it in somehow with the, with console commands or mods or whatever, and it'll probably be there'll probably be no problem for the PC players. Now, this is a big one as well regarding updates to the game. Now, people sticking with the previous platform, they won't get any of the new content that is exclusive with the next gen version, because it's exclusive. It's just common sense. In terms of updates though, as in, say like the High Life update or whatever, just take that as an example. Any update like that, updates will be available across all platforms. So everyone will be allowed to, say if they release the highly anticipated zombie DLC, it will be available on the previous platform. It won't just be, exclusive to the next gen versions, because people will be, still playing it on the previous gen. People maybe don't want to buy the new console. People are fine with the console they've got. Maybe they don't want to, maybe they're not like that much into gaming and stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's just, people will be playing that a lot because everyone owns one pretty much. It was 36 million copies of Grand Theft Auto sold on the previous generation of consoles. People are still going to be playing it. I doubt everyone's going to have a PS4 or an Xbox One by the time the game comes out. So, it makes sense that they'll, keep the updates coming for the previous gen as well as the new ones. Now, another small snippet is the jobs. Obviously, jobs linked to social clubs, so you'll be able to download and keep all of your jobs that you've already made and downloaded off of the website, and they'll just be, ready, available for you to use and download again when you're on the new versions of the game. But now another thing is the player count. Now, the player count has been increased to 30 with the next gen versions, which is really quite cool to see. It's going to be really cool. I'm not too sure though if this is an improvement over GTA 4 for PC. I'm pretty certain they had 32 players or 36 players for the PC version of GTA 4's like free mode and such. You could have that many people in, and if they've put it at 30, it's a weird number to put it at 30. 15 on 15. Usually it's 32. I'm not sure why it's 30. That's just me picking up on, little things. But this is really cool to see. It's going to make the streets and the basically just the map a lot more lively with double the player count. Well, nearly double the player count anyway. Death matches though and races will support 30 players, as well as the other modes like last team standing, capture, what do you call it? Oh, it's just capture. There's different fucking modes for that, isn't there? But they will all support 30 people. Not necessarily all the maps will, because there are maps designed to have a smaller player count to, have it a bit more variable in terms of, the action going on. There's probably still going to be, 8 player max death matches, or 8-player max races, or 4-player max death matches, blah blah blah, instead of it all just being available for 30 people, which is, obviously it keeps the variation there. I am happy to see this, although it will be goddamn just chaotic nonsense with races at the start. I mean, everyone at the start of races now, if you've got a 16-player lobby, people just fucking for some reason 5 seconds in, everyone crashes in a race. That just seems to be how things work with these races. Now with 30 people, I don't know if they're going to be able to fucking hack it. It's just going to be absolute carnage. People just smash into everything. Although I will enjoy the hell out of it, because it is goddamn hilarious. Now, with the deathmatches and stuff, this is going to be really cool, because a lot of deathmatches and a lot of fights that you have feel very vacant in terms of action. It's, there's not a lot of action going on. Especially even with 16, with a full lobby, 8 versus 8, there's a lot of shooting and stuff going on, but this is really going to bring it to battlefield-size wars going on, in the streets and stuff, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see. Now, that's basically it for all the information that they've released. I will probably do an update if they release any more. I imagine they will be up to the, coming up to the release, because it's only like 3-4 weeks away until the game is actually released for the next gen versions. Not even that, I think it's like 2.5 or something. But it's not long. It's, the hype is building up. I'm quite excited, but then again, I've played the game and it's been out for over a year already, so I've basically done everything that it's got to offer. Will this content be enough for me to come back for more? I imagine I'll pick it up, because at the moment with games on the next gen versions of the consoles, it's a bit vacant, it's a bit barren. There's nothing really there at the moment. There are a few games obviously, but there's not many games, and GTA is something that I enjoy and a lot of other people do, and it will keep people playing the games and stuff. So I probably will pick it up, and I imagine a lot of people will pick it up as well, although it's going to be nowhere near the amount of sales that it won't match the sales of the previous gen consoles, because there's not that many people that have the consoles in comparison. You've got to think it's 36 million copies that have been sold. I think only just recently it was like 2 million PS4s sold, and they are leading the charge in terms of PS4 versus Xbox One. So that's around 3 million, 4 million consoles that are, actually being used, I'm pretty certain. So it's going to see a very, you're going to see a very different amount of units sold with this game. But I will probably pick it up. Obviously they're going to be updating it with, constant updates like they have been. It would be cool to see a Halloween update, maybe some zombie action going on. I would really like to see that. That would be cool, as long as they didn't do it for just more than a day or whatever. As long as they do it for longer than a day, that's cool. Because I remember the Christmas update where it started snowing. I went on it on Christmas when I went to bed. I was like, playing it then, and it snowed for that one day on Christmas Day, and then the next day it had stopped snowing in game. I was kind of a bit annoyed about that. I was hoping they would have done it for like 2 weeks, for the whole of the summer. Not the summer. I'm talking about the right holidays. For the whole of the winter holidays, that would have been cool, just to have it snow, because it's the same thing every time when you play the game. You see it all the same. So that's basically it. That's a lowdown on all the new content for the game. I hope this helped you with, making a decision regarding if you're going to buy the game or not, if you're returning. If you liked this video or disliked it, leave a like or dislike, depending on what you felt about it, if it was helpful or not. I really, any like or dislike helps. If you want to see future videos from me and be notified, obviously just subscribe. It's free and everything, and you'll be notified when I post a new video, which I probably will be doing about games in the future and stuff, updates for GTA, and that's basically it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.